Hello everyone, this is the last video out of my 3-video series about percentages. If you haven't seen the first 2 videos, I highly recommend doing so to understand the concepts in this one. Anyway, let's get started. In the past 2 videos, we talked about finding the percentage of a number, or knowing a number and a part of it, and trying to find what percentage of the original number that part was. But in this video, we discuss how to find the original number if you know the percentage of it. For example, say that you know 25% of a number is 4. So of a number is 4. And you want to know the original number. So what is this of a number? Well, here we have to call the original number something. I will call it x. Now, to do the math, first we need to write the percentage as a fraction. 25/100. And then we need to multiply the fraction with our original number. Oh, but we don't know the original number. That's why I said I will call it x. So 25/100 times x is equal to, now, what is it equal to? We know that 25% of the original number is 4. So 25% of x, which is the original number, is 4. To solve this, we have to leave x on its own. To have it, to have its own side of the equation. Say that you have to solve, in this case, 2x equals 10. Here, to solve this, we have to leave x on its own. To do so, you have to divide it by 2, since 2 divided by 2 is 1, right? And that leaves us with x. So this divided by 2 is x, 1x. But remember, to make an equation actually be equal, both sides have to be equal. So we have to do the same thing to both sides. If we divide 1 by 2, we have to divide the other by 2. So 10 divided by 2 is 5. So in this case, x equals 5. Now, let's go back to our problem. In our case, the equation is 25/100 times x equals 4. Here, to leave x on its own, we have to divide it by its coefficient, which in this case is 25/100. So 25/100 times x divided by 25/100 is equal to 4 divided by 25/100, right? Because we have to do the same thing on both sides of the equation. Here, this multiplication and this division cancel each other out. So that basically leaves us with x on its own. So say x is equal to 4 divided by 25/100. Now, here we have to actually do the math, which is so x is equal to 4 firsts, 4/1, because it will make it a fraction, right? So we can actually do the division, times 100 25ths, which is equal to 400 25ths. which is equal to 16. Now, don't believe me? Look at this. If we replace in our original equation x with 16, that would leave us with 25/100 times 16. I'll make it first so it's just easier to understand, which is something. We know that it should be 4. Now, let's try. 25 times 16 is 400 over 100, which is also just 4. We found it! X is 4. Yay! Now, let's do this with a real life example to get into the mood. Say that your mother went out and bought you a shirt, and she told you that she bought it only because it was 30% off. And you asked her, how much did you pay? She told you she paid 35. Now say $35, euros, British pounds, it doesn't really matter. And you wonder then, how much did it cost normally without the sale? Now, to answer this question, first we will write it out in the form of an equation. So, I will call, in this case, to write it out in the form of an equation, the original cost of it, x. So, x is the original cost. So, the original cost is 30% off, right? So x minus 30/100, right? 30% is 30/100 of x is equal to 35. In this case, we usually say that we have to leave x on its own, to have its own side of the equation. Here, there are two instances of x. One is multiplied by 1, right, 1x, and the other is multiplied by minus 30/100. So, that means that x times 1 minus 30/100 is equal to 35. Right. Now, here, to solve this, first we have to find what is actually in the parentheses. So, that means that x times, we'll actually do it now. So, in subtraction, in addition, we have to have the same we have to have the same denominator to actually do it. So 100 over 100 is 1 minus 30/100, which is 70/100, is equal to 35. So that means that x times 70/100 is 35. Here, to leave x on its own, we will divide it by its coefficient, which in this case is 70/100. So that cancels out x's side, so it leaves x on its own. And that is equal to 35, I'll make it first, divided by 70/100. Which in this case, writing it down low. So, is 35 first times 100. Oh, whoops. I don't know what's going on. Sorry. 100 over 70. I'll change the size of my drawing. Is 3,500 over 70, which is 50. The shirt originally cost 50. Now, we solved it. 50 minus 30/100ths of 50 is 35. Now let's check that. 50 minus 30/100ths of 50 is equal to, it should be 35, right? So 30/100ths of 50, how much is it? 30/100ths times 50. First, which is 1,500, 100ths, which is 15. 50 minus 15 is 35. There you go. That is our video for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something, and see you next time.